ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Hollowitz, and I want to talk to you about one of the things that I think has really changed. This version of Microsoft Office is Office 2003, and over the last 6 years or so, since this version was introduced, one of the dynamics that has changed in the world is our access to the internet. And it's not unusual if you have internet access where you're giving your presentation that you're going to be able to access different things on the web as you're giving your presentation. So for example, let's say on this particular slide we want to talk about the history of the peanut butter and jelly. Well, I'm just going to type in the history, and next what I would think about is, okay, what kind of information do I want to put on this slide? Well, because you're limited in how much you can fit on a slide without making it so small that it's unreadable to your audience, let me suggest something to you. Try to imagine for a moment that you're in a presentation and you're using your computer. It's going through a projector onto a screen, but that computer has access to the internet. So in other words, because you're on your computer, if you went down, for example, and you brought up the internet and you Googled peanut butter and jelly, well, what I'm doing right now would be projected out on your projector, and your whole audience would see this page. So keep that in the back of your mind, that whatever you click on or link to can be seen by your audience. So let me illustrate this. I went in and I Googled peanut butter and jelly, and when I did the search, I came in, found this link, peanut butter and jelly sandwich Wikipedia. Now Wikipedia is sort of like a dictionary on the web. It's all kinds of information that's contributed by many people. So right here we have some information about the peanut butter and jelly. And yeah, what I could do is I could come in and, let's forget about copyright issues and stuff like that. I could highlight all this. I could do Control-C to copy it. I could come back over to my slide, click on my slide, and say, okay, you know what? How do I want to fit this in here? I'm going to do Control-V to paste it, and all of a sudden it's a lot of information there. And let's assume that you could read it. How readable is that for your audience, especially the person sitting way in the back? Well, it's not very readable. So let me give you an option. I'm going to go up on my toolbar and do undo, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to just type in the word Wikipedia right here in my box. Oop. Wikipedia. And now, instead of pasting all that information, I'm going to highlight the word Wikipedia. I'm going to come up on my toolbar and I'm going to click on this Insert Hyperlink. Now before I do that, I'm going to do one more step. I'm going to come back to the web. I'm going to come up to the top in the location bar and I'm going to copy this link. In other words, this is the web address for this Wikipedia entry about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So again, I came up to the top, I highlighted it, and now I'm doing Control-C to copy it. I'm going to come back down to PowerPoint. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. Again, I'm going to highlight or select the word Wikipedia. I'm going to go up on the toolbar and I'm going to insert a hyperlink. I'm going to do this and go Control-V and click OK. So now what happens is the word Wikipedia is a hyperlink. Let me illustrate something real quick. What I'm going to do is I have two monitors in my office, so I'm disabling the secondary monitor. You'll see that go black for just a moment. Well, this word Wikipedia is now a hyperlink. So try to bear with me for a moment. Let's say that you're working and you decide that what you want to do is you want to put information in your presentation from Wikipedia. Well, let's look at this presentation as an example of working with Wikipedia directly. Well, if I come up and I go slideshow up here, view show, it's the same as going down to the bottom. Well, if I go to making a peanut butter and jelly and go through my slideshow, well, eventually I'm going to get to the slide that has Wikipedia in it. If I put my pointer on that as I'm doing the slideshow and click on that, what it will do is it will open up the internet on your computer through your browser, and that will be projected on the screen. So what we're now seeing is this actual web page. So in other words, instead of trying to incorporate everything into your slide, use a link to go outside of your slide to potentially something like a web page. The web page that can have a lot of information, a lot of content. So now your presentation isn't on your slide, it's about your link to someplace on the web. So if you think of the internet as being a tool that might not necessarily fit into a slide, but a tool that you can access via your presentation, that is a great way of looking at PowerPoint. And it's a great way of thinking about how you can expand the width and depth of working with a slide. Not everything you do in your presentation has to fit in the slide. And that is a good thing if you have an internet connection. So when you're thinking, how do I get all those statistics into the slide? Don't think that way. Think about, wait a minute, can I create a link? What you might or might not know is that you can create a link not just to the internet, but you could also create a link to a different document. For example, if you had a Word document with all this information, as long as the Word document is on your computer, is with you, you can create a link and the Word document would have opened up. If you have statistics in an Excel spreadsheet, you could have created a link to the Excel spreadsheet and had that open up, which in return would be sent out through your projector. When you're working with the projector, you're not really projecting just PowerPoint. You're projecting what you're seeing on your screen. And in this particular case, it's the internet. If you're in PowerPoint, obviously that's what gets projected, but it could be whatever you see on the screen. So think of your slides in a different way now. Think of it as, wait a minute, yeah, I can get bullet points on the slide, but I can also incorporate other content into my actual presentation that really isn't related to PowerPoint nor that slide. And it's a concept that once you wrap your mind around that, I think the dynamics of your presentation changes dramatically. And that has changed because the internet is available in so many places wirelessly, and it's easy to get to. When PowerPoint 2003 first came out, it wasn't as widespread. You were sort of tied to your computer, and now that has changed. So I wanted to illustrate that because I think it's an important point for you to think about when you're planning your presentation. My name is Tony Holowitz. Thank you so much.